Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 6 of the March daily draws. So let's see what message we get today, and I'll be taking the first card from the Ostara Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Ostara Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Fool card. She's there having fun on her broomstick. Going through the air, without a care in the world. And the Fool is all about having fun. It's about having an adventure. It's about doing something new. It's about taking a few risks, not reckless risks that are going to put our lives in danger, not those kind of risks, but having a go at something. And it may or may not work out, but it's worth a go, just for the experience itself. And I think sometimes we're too concerned with the end result. We forget about the experience along the way. We forget about just doing something for the experience of it, experiencing life. Who cares if there is an end result other than the fact we enjoyed the experience? That could be the end result in and of itself that's sufficient for it to be worthwhile as doing the experience. For the joy it brought, for the sense of freedom it brought, of experiencing something new. And even if we try something new and don't like it, then what we've gained is knowledge about our likes and dislikes. You know, we tried that, I experienced that, wasn't the best for me, I didn't like it, I probably wouldn't want to do it again, but you've learned something about yourself. So you've gained some self-knowledge there. You've gained some awareness about who you are. So it's not been a waste of time. It may not have achieved anything. You may not have been too successful at it. But it was still an experience for you that you gained something from. And quite often we shrink back from these experiences because we try and analyze what the end result's going to be. We need to know what the end result is going to be before we consider committing ourselves to the experience. And sometimes thinking about what's involved in a situation and what the potential consequences could be before committing ourselves is a very sensible, in some ways, is a very sensible approach to take. But in the simplest form, in the enjoyment of life, it can hold us back from valuable experiences because we're too worried about why we're doing it and how it's going to turn out, instead of just doing it for the experience. So maybe the Fool is telling us to be a little bit more adventurous with what experiences we choose to involve ourselves in. Not to put ourselves recklessly in danger. I mean, there's an element of danger or risk to everything we do. We can't 100% rule that out, because that's not life. You know, we could fall out of bed, trip over, hit our heads, and end up in hospital. Could be, does that mean we should never get out of bed? It's we can get, if we're not careful, crossing the road is perhaps a different kind of example, because we do need to be a little bit careful. But what I'm saying is going about life in general as an element, even if small, risk to it. We cannot be 100% risk-free. So taking these calculated risks, or risks we take into account, if you're playing some kind of sport, you can end up with an injury, particularly if it's a team sport, teams going against one another, and if it's a contact sport, you can. If you're playing soccer, you could be fighting over the ball. You could, you could have your leg hit and injure your leg in some way. There's lots of, an athlete running around the track. Sometimes they pull a muscle or something happens to them. Any kind of activity has an element where something like that could happen, but they doesn't stop them doing what they enjoy doing. And I think this is the message. You just don't let anxieties and fears of what may or may not happen stop you from enjoying life and doing things that will bring you joy or will enrich your life. And even, as I said, even if it's doing something that you later find out that isn't for you, then you've learnt something. And that's a gain, that's a win. So let's be a bit more adventurous, a bit more willing to embrace life and have these experiences. I think that's what the Ford is telling us today. So let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Floromancy. That's obviously something to do with flowers. It is time to escape all of the noise and become still with the guidance that is pulling you forward. So, to me, that means getting out into nature. Maybe we're not used to doing that. Maybe we're not someone that does that. Maybe try something. Obviously, this is like getting amongst the flowers. Maybe using flowers to divine guidance. Floromancy is like similar to cartomancy, which is divination through cards. This could be divination through flowers. I don't know anything about floromancy. And become still with the guidance that is pulling you forward. Let that guidance that you're getting give you the peace about the next stage, and be ready to take the leap when it's time. That, I think, is what the cards are saying. Get the guidance you need, be at peace with it, accept it, get that stillness, so there's no panic about it. And then when you have the opportunity to take that leap of faith and have that adventure, you can seize that opportunity. And that is what I think the cards are saying to us today. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow with day 7. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.